Okay, so now moving on to my data analysis. These are my two results here. So we've got basketball against netball. So to start off with, I'm just going to go on to data analysis and then press descriptive statistics. Okay, so I'm then going to highlight these two columns here and then press OK. Make sure labels in first row is ticked to ensure that the labels are involved in the data. Okay, so this has then brought me to another sheet, which I'm just going to rename descriptive statistics. Okay, so from here we can see that the mean is bigger on the basketball side, meaning the basketball shots are more successful. And then the other patterns on this data set are also bigger on the basketball side, therefore meaning the shots are more successful. Okay, so then going back to sheet 1, I'm then going to create a bar chart to show the sets compared together. So if I just go into insert and then press the bar chart. Okay, so this is going to come up with this. Right, so this bar chart clearly shows the two results next to one another. So the basketball is in the blue and the netball is in the orange. So to start off with, I'm just going to rename the axes. So just starting with the primary one, just starting with the primary horizontal one, which has come up here. So this is the amount of participants. So I'm just going to rename it participants. Like so. And then again go back onto the other axes, which is going to be the vertical one. And this is just going to be successful shots. Like so. And lastly, the title of the graph, I'm then going to change to basketball versus netball shots. Right, so this therefore represents the data clearly and easily, meaning you can see just against the two which one's bigger. And again, mostly the basketball is bigger, except for a few anomalies in and out the data. Okay, so just to move this down, so we can go back onto the data. Right, so moving back up, we've got the original data still. So I'm then going to do the t-test. So I go back into data and then back into data analysis. I'm then going to go down and press onto two paired means. Okay, so the first one is going to be basketball. So I go down like this. And then the second is going to be netball. So I go down like this. Okay, so it's important that you press the labels to ensure the two names aren't involved in the data. And then press OK. So again, this is going to take me to another sheet. And I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger so that we can see the data. Like so. Okay, so here we can see the two-tail, which is 0.14, meaning that it is above 0.05, meaning there is no significant difference between the two sets. So the mean is still bigger up here, meaning basketball shots is more successful. However, when we look at this result here, this shows us the results that we're looking for, which is the p-value. Okay, so because the p-value is above 0.05, it means there is no significant difference between the results. Okay, so then moving back onto this diagram, this is going to show us how we got to the decision of having the t-test. So the data we were collecting was ratio data, as we were testing the frequencies between basketball shots and netball shots. So we were looking for the differences between the results. And because there are two different separate datas, we then go up this column, which then takes us to the independent t-test. So from my test, I can see that the basketball has a greater standard deviation as the results aren't consistent throughout. However, the mean is better for the basketball shots and therefore means the groups are more successful on basketball shots than netball shots. In my data, I represented it through a bar chart as it was the most suitable option. This is because the results were clear to see and it showed a clear representation of how the two data sets against one another. This makes it clear to see the visible difference between the two sets and reduces the chance of misreading the results. For example, if they're on a scatter graph, the results would be very difficult to compare and notice differences between them. As I last showed you, the p-value of my test is 0.14 and is therefore above the significance level of 0.05, therefore meaning there is no significant difference between the datasets as the result is above 0.05. Therefore, in conclusion of the t-test, I can see that the difference between my tests isn't significant. This supports my choice of doing the t-test as it delivered a suitable result for me to ensure my datasets are valid.